Have you been watching anything good?
So I did watch Clifford the Big Red Dog.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Try to give it a
Uh,
1 minute review then. Because I haven't seen it, but I'm actually hearing it's not that the worst movie in the world.
um, if I described, I will describe it as 10-year-old Justin and 10-year-old Elijah would probably eat it up, but
Mhm.
us now, I kept on thinking to myself as I was watching it, like, just what am I doing with my life? What am I? Why am I doing this? Why
Mhm.
am I doing this?
So hello, Justin.
Hello, Elijah.
Welcome to episode 37. I try to clear my throat at the same time saying that. Welcome.
Welcome. We hack
Yeah,
along.
we are. I think we're going to get to 40, so 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah, we'll get to 40 before 2022. Last week, I feel like I forgot some information. We jumped right into the episode, I feel like. But I forgot to say that uh, the notable releases, which was Home Sweet Home Alone, Red Notice, and Clifford the Big Red Dog. And those are big
Mhm.
deals because we're doing reviews of two of those movies today.
Yep.
We're going to be doing a review of the Home Sweet Home Alone
Mm,
and
mm,
Red Notice today at the end of
mm,
the episode. But
mm.
before that, we're going to be talking about Disney Plus Day. Do you know anything about this? Did you hear anything about this?
I I knew that we had before we had D23.
Right. That's for everything. That's everything Disney.
Okay, so this is just strictly shit that's going to
The
be on Disney
streaming on Disney
Plus.
Plus. Yeah, that's what I realized. Disney Plus Day. So we'll be
Yeah,
talking about that today. A lot of Disney stuff today.
yeah. Sadly, we're giving more attention to Disney. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all that's popping right now, I guess. But before we get into the news, Justin, we have more movies coming out this weekend. We have Ghostbusters coming out this week after the Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's going to be very exciting. I'm going to revisit the first two this week for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We also have King Richard. It's Will Smith,
Yes. Big Willie.
but that's also coming out on HBO Max. So it's Oscar bait for Will Smith again. We'll see.
Damn right it is.
There's one more release that I saw coming out, but it's a limited release, and that's Joaquin Phoenix's "Come On, Come On." And I am
Oh
upset that it's not coming
yes.
out here.
Yeah, Mike Mills, my boy. That's one of my. That's
Mhm.
like probably top 5 favorite directors right there. He's not done a
Ooh.
single bad movie yet. Yeah, yeah. Thumbsucker, Beginners, and 20th Century Women, all
Mhm.
beautiful movies. And Joaquin Phoenix is just one of my favorites as well. It's good to see him be in like a kind
Yeah,
role.
it looks like a more mellow film
Uh-huh.
for sure.
Because yeah, he's the past like few movies that he's done, like it's so fucking intense and he just scares me. But
Mhm.
yeah, this one was reminding me more of like Inherent Vice. When he did that, I was like, thank God he's doing something goofy,
Yeah,
even though that
it
movie
looks a
was kind
lot
of
more
weird.
heartwarming, definitely, than his other projects. But
Yes.
yeah. So those are the movies that come out this weekend. I'm very much looking forward to Ghostbusters
Yes, I am
Afterlife,
too.
but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see Come On, Come On for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it'll still
Mm-hmm.
be playing in December, which I doubt when I'm in New York where limited releases are. But until
Mm-hmm.
then, hopefully it comes out on video on demand sooner than later. Um, have you been watching anything good?
So I did watch Clifford the Big Red Dog.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Try to give it a
Uh
1 minute review then. Because I haven't seen it, but I'm actually hearing it's not that the worst movie in the world.
um if I described I will describe it as 10-year-old Justin and 10-year-old Elijah would probably eat it up, but
Mm-hmm.
us now, I kept on thinking to myself as I was watching it, like, just what am I doing with my life? What am I why am I doing this? Why
Mm-hmm.
am I doing this? The acting is awful. The editing is terrible. It's just, yeah, it's weird. And Jack Whitehall for some reason has an American accent,
Yeah.
but the little girl's mom, like, because he's the uncle
Right.
to the little girl, but her mom is British. So
So they
I
just
don't know
made a definitive choice that I don't know. Maybe it was in the backstory that
I
he
don't.
became too American or something. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
They tried to explain it, but it was just very odd. And there's like this ongoing joke of him being like, "I'm gonna try my American accent," and it's supposed to be bad, and it's just really weird. It's
Oh
really
wow.
bizarre.
Okay. I
But
see.
but I also started watching The Shrink Next Door.
Oh yeah, I saw that came out. I haven't seen that yet. I'm gonna start watching that. That comes out weekly. How did you start watching that?
I'm doing
Mr. No Apple TV.
you just see the cops just burst right in. I found my ways.
Okay. So I forgot that came out.
It's very strange seeing Will Ferrell not scream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
I'm interested in it. Maybe we'll talk about that somewhere when it's over or something and talk about the whole season. But I just started watching the new Dexter show that comes out. I'm interested in that. I like that
yeah,
show.
I heard about that.
Yeah, that just came back.
Yeah, so is it a continuation, or are they like trying to ignore the final season? Because I know that people didn't like
No,
the
they're
final
not
season.
ignoring it. They're just making up for it.
Uh-huh.
So
I never really got into Dexter.
it's a really good show. I got into it
Okay.
deeply. I mean, there's a new show that came out on Netflix. It's kind of like it's called You. It's like a new era of it with like
Yes.
social media era of Dexter. It's pretty cool. If you like Dexter, you'll probably like You, which is what happened to me.
Dexter is like more of a sympathetic serial killer. As You, he's just awful.
Yeah, he's just going down the hill. Yeah, he's going downhill for sure.
Yeah.
But let's get into some news, Justin.
Let's do it, Elijah.
We said earlier, we had Disney Plus Day this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they just doubled down on most of the projects that were already announced. There's going to be a lot of Marvel titles that I'm going to say to you, Justin. If one interests you, just tell me to stop, okay? Otherwise, because there's there's quite a few names. They mentioned Hawkeye, which is coming out, I believe, the week of Thanksgiving. It looks pretty fun and interesting. I know they announced a spinoff to that show called Echo, which is about a deaf superhero. It's a spinoff of Hawkeye, whose character is kind of like Taskmaster, if you know that. And then they have Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight. They showed some footage of that. He plays some sort of like alter ego where he can't really control when he's going to be control of his body or not, called Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac joining the MCU through the show. So these are all Disney Plus shows. They showed She-Hulk a little bit, and I found out that the villain in She-Hulk is associated with Doctor Doom, which is exciting. The Miss Marvel show, which is about, I think her name's Kamala Khan, something like that. Then let's see, we're getting I Am Groot, which is a Groot series. I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Lord.
I feel like it's gonna be one of those like 15-minute shows where it's not
Right.
even like actually it's just for kids or something. But there's that. We're getting a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special next year, not this year. I think it's coming out next year.
I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, I believe they started shooting Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so they're probably, I believe they shot this already, but they're waiting for it till next holiday.
It's weird. I'm so upset with the shit that's going on with Chris Pratt, because Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite of the movies in the second one, but he's getting a little weird now. He gets in trouble like every week.
I wouldn't say trouble. People just get a bad taste in their mouth because of it. It's not doing anything illegal or anything like that. Or
no.
He's just distasteful, I would say.
Yes.
Some people would say.
Yes. I would agree with that. All right, continue. I'm sorry. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, well, yeah, hopefully the Guardians doesn't get impacted by that stuff. I'm
hoping not to. Yeah.
What if season 2? I know a lot of this won't make sense to you because you are not fully caught up with Marvel. What if season 2?
I'm understanding. I'm still in the loop. I just haven't seen most of it.
Right. We're getting Loki season 2. They announced that the doubling down. We're getting an X-Men animated show it's called X-Men 97, which is interesting. It's from the 1992-1997 show. It ran from 92 to 97, and they're picking up right where it left off in 97. That's why it's called X-Men 97.
Wow.
So it's gonna have a lot of the same voice cast too, and some new ones.
No way. I loved that show when I was a kid.
I'm excited.
That's awesome.
That they're gonna hopefully. I mean, I would assume they would keep the artwork. I mean, that's what made it so cool.
Yeah, that would be
So-
upsetting if they switched up the
it just
animation.
made it super modern, even though it takes place literally the same year, 97.
That's interesting. That's awesome. Because I used to watch that show a lot when I was a kid. I was the yellow Wolverine when for Halloween 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Bring it back next year. Let's see. We're getting another Disney Plus animated show with Spider-Man freshman year. It's the MCU Spider-Man with Tom Holland, and it's about his freshman year that we never got to see and him actually becoming Spider-Man. So it's his origin story unfolding in animated form on Disney Plus, which is really interesting because Spider-Man's a Sony property.
Yeah, no, that is very interesting. I'm feeling so very badly for Tom Holland right now because he's just like the kid that's in the divorced child. He's just been
you don't know where he's gonna end up.
Yeah,
we'll find out in December, I guess.
Poor kid. So wait, is Tom Holland voicing the animated Spider-Man, or they go somewhere else?
So. I think they're gonna go a different direction.
Yeah, because I remember, if I recall, I think that he just did an interview saying that Far From Home is going to be his last thing.
On contract, it is right now, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't just leave Tom Holland alone.
So that's coming out. They doubled down on Ironheart, which is Riri Williams. She's basically a person, a child genius who picks up Iron Man's armor, and it's a TV show, and they came out with a new logo for her. She might show up for the first time in Wakanda Forever, the Black Panther sequel. So that's going to be cool. So most of these characters are getting TV shows are basically going to assemble the Young Avengers in the future, and they're all going to be in movies later. I think everyone knows that, but a couple more are Agatha House of Harkness, which is the spinoff of WandaVision, Marvel Zombies, and Secret Invasion, which is live action. Marvel Zombies is animated.
Good Lord.
But
Lord.
So those are all the Marvel properties they announced for Disney Plus. So it's no
just
movies.
Filled half of our airtime.
I know, right? That's why I was like, just tell me when to stop.
Good
That's
Lord.
why. Good thing we didn't talk about every single one. But yeah.
No, but really quick, I just want to. It's very odd that they're going the TV show route, because like that's like a lot of money.
Yeah,
right there. Do you think do you think that they're all worried now, because of the failure of Eternals? Because the Eternals is like the first
no, I think they're actually really proud of it.
bad.
Still.
Yeah. Oh damn. Okay.
Because it's just one. They have a lot of movies already, so. But yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a lot of that's a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's not all of that's not even all of Disney Plus Day. That's just Marvel. That was like a little portion. They showed the Kenobi concept art. Did you see this concept art?
Yes, I did see that. I'm excited about that.
The art of him fighting Darth Vader in a shot. I think it's going to be very good because Hayden Christensen's returning. So,
yeah, this is the first time I've been excited over something Star Wars related in a long time, and because he was easily the best part of the prequels, and this has been talked about for years. So I'm very curious how they're going to do it. The Hayden Christensen thing is kind of weird because I mean, like, he's mostly in a suit the entire time. So I mean, like, I don't know why they're getting him back for that, but cool.
I don't think you know about this. This was not on the outline I sent you, but we're getting a Cars TV show for Disney Plus. It's called Cars on the Road.
What is going on?
Fall 2023.
What is going on?
We're getting Owen Wilson back, but we're also getting Larry the Cable Guy. You can't have one without the other.
Oh God. Speaking of which, did you see that Larry the Cable Guy starred in your favorite movie's sequel, Jingle All the Way 2?
That one that doesn't exist. The movie doesn't exist. It's fine. I don't want to see any bit of it.
You looked so sad when I said that.
Yes, they just updated Disney Plus, but I only saw Jingle All the Way on there. I didn't see Jingle All the Way to You. I don't know what that is. Um,
That doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. We're not talking about that right now.
they showed the concept art, or not concept art, the officials art for the new Predator movie, which I'm very excited about. I found out it's coming out on Hulu. I don't know if we said that.
Okay. I was just gonna say that's gonna be on Disney Plus. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Hulu, but it's
Uh,
distributed by 20th Century Fox, owned by Disney. It's
mm.
called now Prey, which is I think a cool title. Predator and Prey. I like it.
Oh no.
But they showed an official photo of the main actress.
Is it gonna be a movie or a TV show?
This is a movie and on Hulu, which is a little nerve-wracking because I would like to see this in theaters, but it's okay.
Yeah. They probably just finally because those movies were not making any goddamn money anymore.
Especially after the last one.
Well, yeah, no, that one and Alien Covenant and even Prometheus, like they weren't remarkable. They weren't making like great money. So it's totally understandable. They're just like, let's just give them the streaming service. That's a pretty cool picture though.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be good. I like that director too. He made a good Cloverfield movie. I think it could be really well done, and they use nature in a good way, kind of like the first one did with the mud of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like I think there's going to be a lot of that in this, of adapting against the Predator. But we've talked about that a lot, so I'm going to move on. Justin, this is for you. They announced the release of the Cheaper by the Dozen reboot, March 2022. Mark your calendar. Mark your calendar. It's coming up
with our boy
yeah.
Zach Braff.
Yeah. So there's that. They finally announced that. Did you ever watch or read the Spiderwick Chronicles growing up?
Yes, I used to read those books.
I read like the first two books, and I loved the movie with Freddie Highmore because there's two Freddie Highmores in that movie. I mean, how can you not go wrong?
Yeah,
He plays twin brothers.
I totally forgot that they did a movie.
It also has Martin Short
in
the movie, and I believe someone else is in the movie. Someone else really famous. But I loved that movie and the couple books that I read. But they're making a Disney Plus series of Spiderwick Chronicles, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed Netflix's series of unfortunate events, and I think it could go in the way of that. Because Spiderwick Chronicles is really cool. The company is calling it a modern coming of age story combined with a fantasy adventure, which is what it is. Because the Spiderwick Chronicles follows the Grace family, twin brothers Jared and Simon, and their sister Mallory and their mother as they move into their dilapidated ancestral home and begin to unravel a dark mystery about their great uncle who once discovered the secret and maybe foreboding fairy world existing parallel to their own. And they have a good amount of books.
Yeah, no, there's like I didn't read all of them. But yeah, I think it was like
I didn't read all of them.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And they're not that long, but
no, not at all. They're very easy reads. The words are really big too, so you can like read 2 of them in a day. Yeah, that's why I liked them.
Yeah, me too. Oh wow, Seth Rogen was in the old one too. 2008. Martin Short and Seth Rogen. Wow.
And Nick Nolte. Oh, dude, I totally forgot about that movie.
I remember seeing this movie, but yeah, there's a lot of voice. A lot of those actors are voice actors. That's why I probably didn't recognize them when I was younger. But 2008 to now. I mean, I might watch this depending on what age range they go for. They might go really young, but maybe it won't be for me. But I enjoyed this series as a kid.
And this is gonna be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus series.
Nice. Did
you see the Proud Family trailer? They showed the full trailer for that.
Did. And that was a weird throwback. I totally forgot how much I watched that show.
Yeah, I actually really like what they're doing with the art. It looks kind of the same, but it looks really updated, and I like it. But the Proud Family, I think, is going to be a good follow-up show because it's a timeless show. It's just about a family.
I remember when that movie came out, the Proud Family movie, and my brother and I, we fucking loved that shit. That shit was so funny. I could actually probably watch that movie today and still laugh. And dude,
Yeah.
and then when they had that Magic Johnson like basketball player, and you never saw his head.
Yeah.
Dude, there was so much good shit on that show. And the fucking grandma. That
Sugar
was
Mama. Yeah.
Sugar Mama. Yes, dude. No, there's a lot of great things in there. Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good show. I didn't know they were gonna do a continuation of it. And the entire voice cast is back too, huh?
Yeah, every single one of them. Let's see. Still sticking with Disney. We're doing all Disney today.
Yeah, apparently.
This is a rumor that I just want to throw out there. Taika Waititi might direct Scarlett Johansson's Tower of Terror movie, which is bittersweet, but there's that. I don't know if that's official. I didn't read into it too much, but there's that. It's out there. I want to talk about this. Hulu is coming out with this, distributed by Disney, kind of 20th century. It's called The Princess. They pitch it as John Wick meets Sleeping Beauty. And it stars Joey King from the Kissing Booth trilogy, the iconic Kissing Booth trilogy. Let's see. I don't know how they're gonna do this. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? If you just put those two in a sentence, I feel like it kind of makes sense. Maybe she gets abducted while she's asleep and she has to escape.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Hulu.
Weird.
I know Joey King's a big Hulu. Well, she's also a Netflix person too, because Kissing Booth.
But. Her career is so strange because she goes from like doing like really good shit and keeps delivering like really solid performances to doing the fucking Kissing Booth movies.
Trilogies. Yeah.
I can't believe there's 3 of those movies.
So I haven't seen Well, they're books, so it kind of makes sense. But I kind of watched all I disappointingly watched all 3 of them. The third one came out, I was like, I don't know if I can do this one. And I did it though. Luckily I did. I guess luckily. I use that word loosely. But
yeah, I was just gonna say
this one's on my list, The Princess, just because could go either way.
Yeah, it could.
I think they showed an actual photo of Joey King and she's like holding a sword in a dress, in a white dress, and it looks like it's going to be a period piece too. So
interesting.
Yeah. Disney's doing all they can. I want to know what you think about the Lightyear movie. They released some new footage of it or just photos of it, and I want to know what you think. I know a lot of people are upset.
So when I heard about it, I was like, that sounds really, really stupid. But the trailer immediately got me. Like, I thought that trailer was absolutely amazing. And the idea of what they're doing, I think people are taking it too seriously. And I get it. Like, the TV show was awesome back in the day. Right. Patrick Warburton was voicing him. The movie that they did with Tim Allen coming back. And it's supposed to be like, this is in that universe. That's the movie that's where Buzz Lightyear comes from and stuff. I think it's an interesting concept, especially seeing the direction that they're taking with this. It seems like, okay, that I don't know if Tim Allen could do that, anymore. Maybe not. Yeah. I'm glad you're on board with it too, because I am on board with it too. I like the way it looks. I like the concept behind it. It also opens up a lot of opportunities for the Toy Story world. Because what if we got a straight up Western film about Woody? Who knows? I mean, like I think it's a pretty interesting idea, especially because it looks like it's going to be executed well. Yes, no, I totally agree. It's something like, if they want to continue milking the Toy Story franchise, like, this is how you should do it. You shouldn't keep making movies, because that 4th one was just super unnecessary. And this could be unnecessary as well, but it just seems more of a creative way to continue milking that franchise, because it is the franchise that started Pixar. So, I mean, like, it's totally understandable why they want to keep doing it. But it was just very interesting. I couldn't believe it. Like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, dude, that actually looks like it could be fucking amazing. Yeah, and animation was great, and it was very interesting. It's very weird to see Buzz without his helmet on, or just like wearing like
Yeah, I
regular
saw people
clothes.
like ripping that
Because
apart. I'm like, but I like that. It makes sense. Like, obviously, he's gonna wear something under
yeah,
his armor or his suit. But
it was just it's something that we've never gotten before, not even with the TV
yeah,
show or that movie. Like he never, and it was that kind of like wild to me. So I was like, yeah, no, we never saw him.
I never really questioned it either.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, that's all the Disney news we have, Justin, from Disney Plus. All the ones I wanted to talk about anyway.
That was a lot.
It was. Let's do 2 reviews. That will be
Yay.
the end of our episode. Let's start with Red Notice, the Netflix movie that's supposed to be a mega hit. If not, Netflix will consider it a failure because this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Netflix project that they produced. Correct? Until The Gray Man comes out, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think the budget was like 200 million or some shit like that.
For Red Notice,
Ridiculous.
yeah, this is
Yeah,
insane. But
ridiculous.
that's because of its all-star cast in Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, and I'm going to mention Chris Diamantopoulos. How do you say his name? Diamantopoulos.
Yeah, let's just call him Mo from the Three Stooges movie.
Yeah, he plays Mo. I commend him. I think he's a good act. But for those who don't know, Red Notice is about an Interpol agent who tracks the world's most wanted art thief. And it's supposed to be the next big blockbuster. What did you think of Red Notice, Justin?
I watched Home Sweet Home Alone first, and then I watched Red Notice. And I watched both of these right before I went to work. So Red Notice, when the trailer came out, the posters, the cast, I was like, this is going to be so fucking generic. But I watched it, and I don't know if it was because I watched a really, really horrendous movie, spoiler alert for the next one, and then I watched that. I don't know if it was that or it was just an actual fun movie. I had a good time watching it throughout. And even though like there's nothing new at all that happens, it's a pretty damn unoriginal movie, an unoriginal concept. But you can't deny that Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot together actually kind of worked for me. Like it just like I liked it. I thought that they're all like playing their strengths. And this is actually the first time in a long time I liked a Dwayne Johnson performance too. Because usually I don't like, I think that he kind of phones it in. But I liked him in this. I thought he was pretty, like he was awesome in the action scenes. I also really loved the locations and the shots. Like they have like 3 like epic one shot drone shots that are like pretty damn amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it was interesting. It's like kind of like if the Rundown met Indiana Jones, and even towards the end, like Ryan Reynolds is like legit like dressed up like Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
and I just
like,
thought it was funny. I liked it.
Yeah, I remember that scene too. They go into a cave and he just starts like whistling the Indiana Jones theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. You used the perfect word when the trailer came out. I thought, oh, a generic Netflix comedy that you're gonna see movie stars in. But I was wrong. I enjoyed this movie too more than I thought I would. But I had I like wrote down one thing for like each character of the main characters. I wrote that Ryan Reynolds somehow makes every single person he acts with like seem better, or like he always makes his counterpart look good because he's so good at what he's doing. And it seems like Gal Gadot and Dwayne Johnson both kind of just deliver their lines, especially Gal Gadot. I feel like she doesn't make definitive choices as a character in most of her movies, but it included in this one because she kind of plays a villain throughout the movie. She's like the one that the 2 people hate the whole movie. And it works to a point, but she just seems like she's delivering her lines and not thinking about what the person's actually saying. I don't know. There's something like we said before about Gal Gadot's acting being flat. I would have loved someone a little better or more personable, or I don't know, someone with more personality. I don't know what it was, but I really like the cast. aside from that note, because Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds, they riff really well. And Dwayne Johnson,
man.
he's enjoyable in this, but he does the job that he needs to do for this. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but this movie is good. And I think Ross and Marshall Thurber did a good job, who's the director and writer, who also did Dodgeball, but he has also made some bad movies.
Central Intelligence. I had a really good time watching it, and I had my hopes, I was just not thinking this is gonna be a good movie. I wasn't hoping it was gonna be bad, but I just didn't think it was gonna be anything. But after watching Home Sweet Home Alone, I really needed to watch something else before I went to work.
Yeah, I watched it the opposite way. I watched them back to back, but I watched Red Notice first and then Home Sweet Home Alone. So there you go. What would you rate that? Well, okay, so we both seem to pretty much like Red Notice. What would you give it out of 10? I thought it was enjoyable, so I'll go first. I would give it probably like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's enjoyable. It's above average. Like you said, that drone, they have a couple really, really good drone shots. That the first time I saw that type of shot recently was the ambulance trailer from Michael Bay. And I was intrigued by that shot in the trailer of Ambulance. And then when I saw them do it in like a full cinematic way in this movie, Red Notice, I was blown away, because that's like probably like a new, what is it called? Technique that is growing traction right now. And I'm very excited for that.
I can't imagine how long that they took to shoot that scene. Like, it's a technically amazing.
Yeah, it makes sense why the budget was so big, because like you said, the locations and everything too. Like, it's a big film. And I asked my family to go see it in theaters, but they had all already seen it. They're like, yeah, we already saw it on Netflix. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it at Netflix. But I had just gotten back from seeing a movie in theaters, so we still had like popcorn and stuff. We brought it all home and I just continued the movie night.
There you go.
7 out of 10 for both of us then.
Yeah. Red. I definitely. I would not mind if this became like a franchise. Like I said, Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Johnson together is actually, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. And the action sequences are fucking amazing too. Like, for a guy who did comedy most of his career, the director, like, he's actually really good at directing fight sequences, and he's not like obsessed with like explosions and shit. It's like, it's all like very, it's like just hand in hand combat, and it was actually like pretty cool. And kind of spoilerish, I guess so. But like, this movie has like twists and turns, but there was one thing towards the end that actually surprised me. I don't know if I'm just stupid. I didn't see it coming at all.
Oh, was it the last big one? The last big one? Yeah. I didn't see that coming either.
Coming at all.
I didn't see that coming.
And I love it when movies do that to me. That's why I love con artist movies too, because there's always something like that. And usually I'm good at picking that out.
Yeah, because it messes with you a lot too. Because there's like parts where I'm like poking holes in the story. I'm like, well, how would that make sense? And by the time it gets to that point, all those holes are it makes sense kind of, actually. And I like that.
Yeah, no, I did. I did too. Yeah, no, I really, really, really enjoyed Red Notice. I did.
Cool. Well, that's the review of Red Notice. Hopefully you guys watch it. If you guys did, let us know what you thought. Let's get into our last movie that we are going to review. This is the continuation of the saga of Home Alone. I can say the McAllister name does continue on into this franchise of Home Sweet Home Alone, starring Archie Yates from Jojo Rabbit, right? From Taika. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. This movie is what you think it is. It's supposed to be Home Alone. A kid gets left home alone as his family goes on vacation, and they happen to be going to Tokyo this time. And we meet a new set of robbers, quote unquote, of a married couple in Ellie Kemper and Rob Delaney play the new burglars, but they're just down on their luck parents trying to get some money that they think they can get from a prize doll that Rob Delaney's character thinks Archie Yates stole at an open house. Um, and then basically the story of Home Alone continues into this new generation. What did you think of this, Justin? I saw your review and I would like you to start.
It's a very weird. Okay, I'll say this. So it's an interesting choice to make the movie's central focus to be on the burglars and not have them be burglars. Like there's a reason why they're doing this, you know? That's an interesting concept. But what they should have done is make the kid even more unlikable. The kid is already like, he is really, really bad in this movie. But what's his name in it? Max or some shit?
Yeah, I think.
The kid, like, he was great in Jojo Rabbit, but goddamn, dude, he was awful in this. But they try to like make that character like sympathetic too in a way, but we don't really focus on him a lot. And I think it's because of his lack of any kind of charisma in this. I don't know what happened between Jojo Rabbit and here, but he is just stale as hell. But anyways, if they made that kid like the actual villain, you know, like that could be an interesting thing, but instead they don't have that happen. The first Home Alone had some dark stuff in it. I mean, like Joe Pesci literally pulls a gun out onto a kid and tries to kill him and bites his fingers and stuff.
Yeah,
there's some gnarly shit that happens in that, but there's just a lot of humanity even in the bumbling burglars. Like there's like I like it's the like trying to compare this to the original Home Alone is just pointless, but it's just this movie just really, really screwed a lot of things up, and everything was super rushed. All like the traps were fucking lazy as hell. The one throwback we get to the original Home Alone is like the laziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and also really, really stupid. They bring back the guy that played Buzz from the first two Home Alone movies.
Yeah, Buzz McAllister's back.
Yeah, and he's a cop, and he literally just explains like the reason why, like cause the little new Kevin calls the cops, and the cop ends up being Buzz. Oh god, so stupid. This is egregiously like I was so like I was dumbfounded of how fucking lazy this was, and it was like there are a lot of good people in it too. Like the cast is actually really good. Like you have how do you have Chris Parnell?
Oh yeah,
and you only use him for one scene and one line of dialogue. So odd. It's so odd.
It is an odd choice.
And Mikey Day and Streeter, I can't remember the guy's last name. You know, like you'd think
the writers.
Yeah, you'd think that they would write a better script. And like I said, I can see what they were trying to accomplish, but it just failed. You can tell that those two are sleep deprived from doing Saturday Night Live. They probably wrote the script in like 2 minutes and just sent it and just got a fat old paycheck from Disney because it's bad. It's just really, really, it's a really, really lazy movie.
So you did not like it?
I hated it. I hated it. I'm gonna quote Roger Ebert when he did North. I hated this movie. Hated this movie. It's awful.
Interesting. So I wouldn't say I hated this movie, but I wouldn't say I truly liked it either, because I feel like this movie struggled a lot with what it was trying to be. There's a lot of dialogue exposition to quickly get things across. It seemed like they were trying to mix what we know as Home Alone and Vacation, the Chevy Chase movies, like Christmas Vacation or something, because they made you really this like bumbly Rob Delaney character. Like he's trying to do the right thing for his family, and so is Ellie Kemper, I think her name is. Like they're trying to do the right thing for their family and get money. So it's like it could have been like a family comedy type vacation movie where you care about this family trying to raise money and keep their house, because they're trying to sell the house throughout the movie because they can't afford it. So they're torn between like two movies, and then they try to throw in Home Alone with Archie Yates. Like he said, they don't have him like at all in the movie really, And then when when it turns into Home Alone, suddenly when they try to get into the house and he knows it, then he has all the traps set up. All of that seems really watered down to what Home Alone was, probably because of what the generation is like now, especially because it's on Disney Plus. You can't do what you did in the 90s with guns and fires on the face. And that was my problem, was that it was torn between two different movies. So it was like I liked it when I forgot that there was that second part of the movie where it was like, oh yeah, there's still the kid, or oh yeah, I didn't really like the Home Alone aspect of it. Like I could get on board with the sympathetic burglars if they stuck with that storyline, but they made it Home Alone and you didn't want to care. Like they couldn't make the bad guys like they were with the Sticky Bandits. Like they have to have a reason. I think that's just because of how Disney's, I don't know, active awareness is. And I think it just showed for this generation of Home Alone. So it didn't hold up. I saw that you compared it to some of the direct sequels. I disagree that it's to that. I think it's a little better than those ones. I think it's the third best one, but yeah, it's torn between being two movies. I think, in my opinion, I think it's a good children's movie. I don't know what it was, if it was Disney or if it was, yeah, like you said, sleep deprived SNL writers.
Yeah, right. That's what it. I just felt like the movie was rushed.
Yeah,
It felt like there was no like real plan, and it felt like that they only. I bet you the elevator pitch for this was just, let's do Home Alone, but we're gonna focus on the burglars and not the kid. And that right there, like I can see why they just went straight to it. They're like, okay, you know, let's go for this. But the thing is, like they're just missing characters. Like none of them. I didn't buy anyone in this movie. I didn't like. No one had chemistry, in my opinion. And I really do like Ellie Kemper and Rob Delaney, but I just didn't like them here.
he tried so hard to be slapstick in everything they did.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of that where it's like the logic of their movement doesn't make sense. And it did in the old one. So the slapstick in it is over the top, where that's definitely for young kids, that part, all that stuff. So I agree with you. I like those actors, but there's something about their slapstick.
Yeah, well, I think it's just lazy direction too. It's just lazy direction writing. The main kid, like he was really, really good in Jojo Rabbit. I don't know what the hell happened here.
That goes to show what it's just a result of writing, I think, like good writing versus bad writing. So that's about it. And directing, good. I think that's a big difference.
Well, yeah, this is the director of fucking Dirty Grandpa with Zac Efron. So
yeah, we're comparing the directing and writing of this to an Oscar-nominated movie.
I would give it a 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10.
Wow.
There was nothing that I hated. I hated it. I just couldn't stand anything about it. And the ending, the forced sentimental.
The ending was
shit was just so bad. It's just it was rushed. You can tell that there probably wasn't even a script. Like I said, I think that Mikey Day and the other guy were just sleep deprived. They had a bunch of notes.
Yeah,
get what you're trying to do, guys, but no.
So you gave it a 1. I would give it like probably I'm torn between like 3.5 and 4, which feels like a big difference to me. I'll do 4 out of 10. I'll give it a 4 out of 10 because it is a kid's movie, but it is torn between being two different movies, like I said. And I think I liked half of it, and the other half I didn't like the integration of the Home Alone stuff, which is what the movie is supposed to be. But yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 10. I don't know what I would give a 1 out of 10, honestly. That's harsh.
Yeah, I would have given it a 0, but I do like Rob Delaney and Ellie Kemper.
Let us know if you saw Home Sweet Home Alone, or if you watch it around Christmas or Thanksgiving. I don't know. Thanksgiving is next week. Let us know what you thought. That was our review of it. I think that's our episode for this week, Justin. Do you want to say anything? You got a show on the 27th?
Yeah. Yes. So if you're in the Medford area or the Grants Pass area or just the Rogue Valley area, come on down to Johnny B's, where I'm going to be doing my very first solo show.
Awesome. I wish I could be there, but I won't be able to.
I wish you could be there too.
It would have been fun.
It's gonna be all all bar share, so it's a free show. But the more you drink, the more I get paid. So that's good.
And the more you drink, the funnier the show is, right?
1000%.
There we go.
And the cuter I get as well.
Yeah. So join us next week for our Thanksgiving themed episode. Woo!
Oh yeah, turkey.
That's exciting. Turkey stuffing. Yeah. All right. See you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.